What's up, y'all? What's good? Welcome to the What Up Doe Show. It's your boy Dame D, and I am back with another one. Today, I'm going to be talking about the officer who shot and killed Sonya Massey was found guilty today. I'm going to wait for a few people to come in, and then we're going ahead and start talking about this actual murderer. You know, and it was a shame. I don't want to. I'll wait for a few people to jump in, and then we'll get going. But you know, yeah, the jury did one thing right today. They found him guilty, but it was only second degree murder. I have audio and video of the court proceedings that they had today. So give me 1 second. I have everything queued up. I'm going ahead and play that, and then I'll get back to my commentary. So here we go.
In Illinois, former Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson guilty of second-degree murder in the shooting of 36-year-old Sonya Massey.
Is guilty. Second degree.
The verdict carried a sentence to 20 years in prison, but Massey's family and other supporters had been hoping for a conviction on first-degree murder.
For educational purposes and commentary purposes
that
only.
says he's going to shoot
So
you in the
fair
face,
use.
and then he shoots you in the face, and you only get second-degree murder.
Grayson stoic as the verdict was read. The jury ultimately finding Grayson shot Massey in her kitchen last year and that his claim of needing to use deadly force was unreasonable. This after Grayson testified he perceived Massey's behavior as a threat. The Springfield mother of two had called 911 about a possible prowler picking up a pot of boiling water and saying, prosecutors arguing Grayson could have left Massey's after she behind her counter and apologized. Tonight, Massey's father angry, but hopeful Grayson will receive the maximum sentence.
Because he showed no remorse. He was so cocky throughout this whole trial.
You felt like he was cocky.
Oh, yeah. Until today. Until
he was convicted.
Yeah. That knocked the smirk off.
And Maggie, we heard it right there. The Massey family furious. They didn't get that first-degree murder conviction. And this was a result of a late move by the defense. Explain.
Yeah, Tom, that's right. Right before closing arguments, the defense introducing that option of second-degree murder, perhaps to spare Grayson the possible life sentence that could have come with a first-degree murder conviction. Tonight, Grayson's attorney's not commenting. He's set to be sentenced in January. Tom.
We thank you for watching.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and come out, so give me 1 second. So, yeah, he was found guilty, but not of first degree. So let me stop. Let me remove this. Give me 1 second. Yeah. So I need for you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Definitely give me a comment down below. I would love to hear you guys' opinion on, what you heard from the family, from the prosecutors, during that court proceedings. But yeah, he will be sentenced. I believe in the beginning of the year. And it can go from anywhere from probation to 4 years to 20 years. Therefore, the jury, they did their job, but they did not do their job. It was hard. They convicted him, of the lesser of the second degree. It was hard for and I believe it was 8 white women on the jury, 1 black man, I believe, and a Hispanic man. I don't quote me verbatim, but at the same time, he still was able to get away with white privilege, because if it was on the other hand or on the if the shoe was on the other foot, she would be looking at first degree murder. You know what I mean? So, at least the family will get some type of justice, because pretty much, oh, and then one thing that they really did not talk about, what you can go and look yourself, but the officer that was the other officer that was in there with him, he said it was only one person that he feared in that room that day, and it wasn't Sonya Massey. It was the actual it was his actual partner, I should say. Excuse me, I'm trying to remember his name, Sean. And let me get that. Let me go back to that so I can say his name properly. Okay, Sean Grayson is his name. So I apologize about that. I didn't want to screw his name up or say anything wrong. But yeah, that was the actual guy, that his partner feared that night. So hopefully the judge will get it right. The family spoke. They asked the judge to not be lenient. Prosecute him to the full extent of the law. Because there's no way that neither one of those guys fear for their life in that situation. That cop, he went in there with something on his mind that night. He even told her what he was going to do. And I did and I asked you guys to go back and watch. I did the video on this. When this happened, maybe about a year ago. This woman, was going through a mental situation. He took advantage of that situation, and just like another situation that another show that I was watching earlier when I actually found out this, we won't get full justice, in these situations until his partner actually, once he pulled the gun out on Sonya Massey, his partner should have pulled the gun back out on him and arrested his ass right there, then on the spot. Until we start getting that, we won't get full justice. You know what I mean? So, but until then, hopefully this will be a lesson for those who think about committing a heinous act like how he committed that day. But yeah, it's a sad situation, but she'll get some type of justice. We won't be able to bring her back, but he won't be able to do that to anybody else. You know what I mean? So, but look, I just want to talk about that for a second. I wanted to do a little short video on that, but I didn't. I just wanted to come in and go live and see who all was up, who all wanted to come in and and chop it up about this situation. But yeah, man, I'm glad she was able to get some type of justice, because most of the time these situations be the other way around. They'll find it where they're where it's a justified killing, and that'll be it. So I'm not going to hold you guys up. Like I said, I just wanted to come in, and talk about that for a short second, and give you guys that information in case you did not hear it, but it's another one. It's your boy Dame D, and I am out. Peace.